evening, Toronto Tobago. Welcome to the edition of Scoreboard here on KCTN TV. It's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 to 9, where we bring you something relevant in sport in Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight we're going to be talking futsal football. But before I invite my guests on, I just want to quickly mention the Veteran Football Federation of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the veterans organization led by Selby Brown. They'll be having their Carnival Reunion Lime with an under-13 tournament and Masters on Saturday the 24th at the Barataria Sports Complex. The under-13 tournament starts at 10:30 a.m. To be followed at 4:30 a Masters. And with this Masters, you're going to see the best of some of Trinidad and Tobago footballers. For the North team, we have like Ron Lafayette, Dennis Lawrence, Anton Cornell, and a whole other, those guys who really paved the way for Trinidad football. And for the South, we have Philippa Jones, our good friend from Field of Dreams, Larry Joseph, and who knows, we might even see the host of Field of Dreams, Steve David, on show. Remember, it's Sunday the 24th at the Barataria Sports Complex, so we're inviting all you football fans to come out and show your support. Admission is absolutely free. Before I forget, a big shout out to all the loyal fans of Scoreboard. We know that you're locked on. And let me take this opportunity to welcome my guests for tonight's program. We have Cindy Karim. Candy Karim. She's the Pawi South District Youth Coordinator. And she'll be talking to us in a while, tell us about a football event that is scheduled for the 9th of March to the 20th of April at the Pleasantville Indoor Complex. Candy, it's a pleasure. Welcome to ACTN TV. And we have the CEO of Talk Your Mind. Talk Your Mind, well, most of you all who spend a lot of time on Facebook will know this face, Rondell Renwick.
Thank you
very much. It's a pleasure.
Likewise, thank you.
Now, you all are keeping an event at the indoor complex on Saturday the 9th. It's a futsal indoor tournament. Tell us a bit about the actual tournament, the inception, and well, I'm going to talk to Rondell because he's the coordinator of the event. But let me start with you, Candy. Tell us a bit about the inception and what's the whole idea behind this football league.
Okay, so it was started 2 years ago.
Okay, so it's not new.
No.
Okay.
It started 2 years ago as a small goal football tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, well, I was recently appointed as a youth director in South Pawi. And we wanted to do it a little differently. So I was praying for somebody who has a passion for football, who would be able to help. And the day that I prayed, the next day, Rondell called me.
Okay.
And I didn't really I knew him, not personally, like hi, bye, you know. And he called, given, he had some ideas on how we could improve. And he brought about the idea of futsal. So this was all his idea on how we could improve this tournament.
Okay. Well, what was the whole idea behind starting the league 2 years back? What was the purpose behind it?
The purpose of it really was bringing together young people, youths who were from different churches who would interact together, and we also use it as an evangelistic tool where we draw unsafe persons out, who is interested in football, you know, who could interact, because you may not really see young persons who would come to church, but if you use the right marketing tool, you can attract them, you know, that they would be interested in something they love, and you can use that to draw them to Jesus.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea behind
now,
it.
2 years back, how was it last 2 years? What sort of support and...
Well, the last 2 years, it was good. The responses that we got from the churches and persons who turned out was really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ronald, you will have to tell me a bit about the format, the number of teams, and the dates and the times of the game, so you could start one time.
Yeah, well, definitely, George.
And who are some of the teams involved?
Right, sure. Some of the teams involved, you know, in this 2019 edition of the South Pawi, once football, but now futsal competition would be teams like Revival Time Assembly, Hermitage. You know, we're talking about Lucero, Labre, Faizabad, who are the defending champions.
Faith Pentecostal?
Yes.
Okay, so we expect to get guys like Larry and Philbert.
Well, hopefully, I mean, if they still had the legs to run out there, right? That'll be good to see them running out there. That'll be good. You know, we have Faizabad, who are the defending champions. We also have Marabella Pentecostal, who in the first year of the competition, they were the champions of that competition that year. So I'm sure Marabella would be coming out to try to regain their titles, so to speak. You know, and we also have St. Madeleine. We have Crossroads, who's from Princeton, a very, very good team as well. You know, who am I missing? We're also thinking about inviting churches as well too. And
also, you're not, you told me off camera about 10 plus 1 still things, but you will go more than 10.
So the one plus actually is right now we have Faith Center, who is showing some interest, right? But these things are still to confirm, right? And once we could have it going that way, we would have a pack list of 11 teams in the competition.
And you cut off at 11.
We cut off at 11. What we were looking at really and truly is 12 teams, right? Why? We wish we could have accommodated more, but why we're looking at 12 teams is to accommodate the time that we have use of the indoor facility.
Yeah, because that place is heavily booked.
It is heavily booked. So we have the indoor between the hours of 4 to 9 p.m. on the Saturdays, but the competition would be running from the hours of 5 to maybe like 8:30 p.m. on the Saturdays. You know, as we talk about the dates of the competition run from the 9th of March. It starts on Saturday, the 9th of March, and it runs until April the 20th. Now, there are some days in between there. I know it's technology. I don't mind if I just pull my phone out here for a second, because in between the 9th and the 20th, we have a few days missing. I believe it's Carnival. That will be the Carnival weekend.
Carnival weekend. Yeah.
So Carnival is at the early part of March, the 4th or the 5th?
Yes.
Right. So, but we have some few days missing in between there. So just to get it correct. So it will be Saturday, the 9th of March.
That's the opening day.
The opening day.
The opening will be based on what? You go straight into football. You're having like a little March pass, or how are you going to be having it?
So we will be having a March pass. This is what we have done over the past 2 years. It's not no big formal March pass. Nobody in coming out.
A walk pass,
right? So the teams parade in the uniform. They walk out there.
So all 11 teams will be there?
All 11 teams will be present, as well as, of course, the various heads that would be there to acknowledge and to kick off the futsal season. Right? So those dates are as follows. Saturday the 9th of March, Saturday the 23rd of March, Saturday the 6th of April, Saturday the 13th of April, and the final day would be Saturday the 20th of April. Now, this competition would be divided into 2 groups, right? Out of these 2 groups, the top 2 teams qualify automatically for semi-final spots. Top 2 teams of each group qualify automatically for semi-final spots. The rest will be playing what we call the best of the rest competition. What we try to do, or what we are trying to do this year, is to acknowledge every team that takes part. Every team that takes part must walk away with something to show that, hey, in 2019, we have taken part in this Pawi futsal competition. So 20 years from now, the church will go back in history. They would have these things in their archives to show that they have taken part in such an event. You know, so basically, that's what it is about in terms of the structure and how we plan to go about this tournament.
What about registration? How are the teams paying registration? Is it free registration? How do you?
Right. So registration is $600. The fee on the day, right, for those who are coming to spectate, the fee on the day.
Oh, there's an admission fee.
There's an admission fee, which is $5. Really reasonable. Now, this is what I can tell you, George. Over the past 2 years of the competition, I was surprised the first year that I came into the competition, right? Because I would have been playing at that point in time. Now I'm not playing for my church. I'm also a part of a Pawi church. I'm not playing for my church anymore. I'm coordinating this event now. But I was surprised in the days that I was playing. You know, Chatham would come with the drums, right? Live action inside the Pleasantville indoor. The indoor does be packed, you know, real support. You know, when you're out there, it's like an energy. It's like a real nice energy. That's you're talking about the spectators. But then we're still talking about the talent on the court. Now, the reason for actually going from small goal to futsal is because I saw where we needed as believers. Because, for example, there may be in some churches whereby some of these players, they have the talent. But you know how some families could be at times, you know, I mean, you go to church, you go to lessons, you go to school, that's it. But there's a talent that someone is sitting down there on. So if us as believers could open the doorways for these young believers who are so talented to be seen, because playing futsal, not everyone is going to make it onto the national football team, right? But playing futsal, you may have an opportunity. And in that case, I'm liaising with the Futsal Federation. I'm also liaising with coaches who are past head coach of the team, right, which is Mr. Clayton Morris. You know, so I'm seeking the correct advice to go about this competition in the best way possible, so that these players can be put out there as a showcase, and the right eyes would be on these players. Not just because it is a Pawi competition, and not just because I am a part of this, but because I literally know the type of talent that I have seen over the past couple of years, and I think that these talents need to be seen. Another thing that we try to instill in these guys, because we have our WhatsApp group, and you know what I would talk to my own church team about as well too, is the discipline on the court, right? Because when we out there, now at the end of the day, we are representing Christ.
No, well, you kind of jumped the gun there, because that was my next question to ask. What sort of structure you all have in place for discipline? Because I don't know if you recall when I used to run the Full Gospel Football League,
Of course.
right? And
Things
I
could
won't go
happen.
into details, but sometimes these very said Christian people, when competition comes about, you see a different side of them. How you're going to be dealing with that?
Right, certainly. Well, that starts from the rules that are implemented, and also that follows by the referee implementing the rules. So the rules that are formulated, and then the referees implementing the rules that are formulated. Right? We would, just like standard football, there would be no obscene, because things, as you said, even when you run at the Full Gospel League, things happen because football is a contact sport. Things happen, we know. But what I try to instill in these guys is that, let's remember, now this event is being broadcasted even on secular television, because Talk Your Mind is a secular television.
Yeah.
So, meaning that people who are unbelievers would be coming to see this event. So I try to let them know that when we are on the court, we have to understand that you are an evangelist on the court. You are displaying Christ on the court. So we try to take it from that standpoint, knowing what believers stand for. And at the end of the day, we have to pray and hope that the referees also implement the rules, and we stick to the rules and guidelines of the competition that would enforce these laws to make sure that this competition is high in discipline.
Okay, when we come back, I want to talk to Candy a bit about what other plans we have to promote the league. But we need to take a short break. Viewers, we'll be right back after this break. You're viewing Scoreboard here on ACTN TV. We'll be right back.
You're now changing your question.
What I would say, Steve, is this.
My first question was, and roll back that tape.
I made my debut for Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur.
My responsibility was to get the ball and make things happen offensively.
In all the time we've played together, I've always been the decoy.
Welcome to Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David, and I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua Matos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. I love you, Messi.
Unfortunately, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh, what's that?
Welcome to this edition of The Interview, and as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shakir.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on ACTN. Canley, now, I understand that the league is not just for Christians. It is open to secular people.
Well, actually,
Right.
it is for, well, it was directed to Pawi churches.
Right.
But they're also allowed to invite 2 players from another full gospel church to be part of the team.
Right. But is it open to, let's say, the St. Magdalene Church?
Mm-hmm.
Can they bring in a player from their community who is not attending any church?
Well,
Or is it strictly that you must be attending a church to play in the league?
yeah, basically, yeah, you must be a member of the church representing or a member of any other full gospel church.
So you're entitled to bring in two people players
yes.
from that.
Yes.
Right?
But the pastor of the church must approve all players.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. What is going to be different with the 2019 edition that is different from the last 2 years?
Okay, so the major difference this year is the size of the goal. That's where Rondell talk about futsal.
From small goal to futsal, right?
Yes,
yeah.
from small goal to futsal, which is a bigger size goal. And so goals then would attract more people. You know, the crowd go crazy for goals.
Yeah, especially
and,
futsal football. Yeah.
Futsal, yeah. And it's new to me too. So maybe Rondell could help. How else, you know?
Right. What about prizes, increasing prizes, you know, money, reward, trophies? What are some of the things that are going to attract these these guys to come and play football?
Yes, certainly. In terms of prizes, you know, we extended the prizes. There will be prizes for most goals. So as Candy mentioned, you know, people come to see goals. You know, George, you know, I'm a goalkeeper. Nobody want to see no goalkeeper make save. Yeah, we goalkeepers will get the claps and all these things.
And you were a part of the full gospel?
Yeah, I was a part of that competition as well.
You never played for Cookie, right?
No, I played with same revival time.
Right, okay,
Revival
time, yeah.
Right, and yeah, so I mean, people like to see good defending, you know, good midfield play, but at the end of the day, goals win matches. So we have there will be a prize for the top goal scorer. You know, there will also be a prize for the top goalkeeper. You know, I being a goalkeeper, of course, you know, we want to make sure and recognize the top goalkeepers in the competition. There'll also be the most valuable player, the MVP. You know, and usually the thought is that those who are the top goal scorer usually ends up to be the MVP of the tournament. But in this case, it would not be that way. You know, so we are really looking at the most influential player.
Okay.
Right? So if the top goal scorer becomes the most influential player, well, rightly it would be given to him.
Yeah, but
if not,
I follow you.
We are looking for the most influential player to be the MVP of the tournament. You know, and of course there would also be tokens that would also be given to each and every team. So as I was mentioning before, so that they can always have these things in their archives, right? To look back in years to come and say, well, we were a part of this tournament when it just started, you know, and to see what it have become. You know, and what makes it different, this tournament different as well, is the media coverage that would be behind it as well. Well, as you know, you could say CEO and also coordinator, right, at Talk Your Mind, along with Otto Carrington and Ray Mohammed as well, right? And what we are doing is that, likewise what we do with the secondary school football league, besides bringing the interviews of the tournament stars, we would also be bringing the highlights. As you mentioned just now, when it comes to futsal, it's a lot of goals, a lot of excitement.
It's a high-paced game. It's not like small goal.
Right. So this would be high in media coverage, right? Because we're really trying to put it out there so that people can see that those on the outside can see, well, hey, believers can have clean fun, and there's an avenue. If you're thinking about Christ, and sometimes you think about Christ and the word boring may come to mind, but it's not that. It's not that, you know.
What about like the major prizes the teams playing for? What are they playing for?
Well, the major prizes that the teams are playing for, there will be, as discussed thus far, there will be no monetary prizes.
Okay, all right.
But who knows where that could go. But as it stands
But you
right
have
now,
trophies and medals for first.
yes, as it stands right now,
Monetary for first, second, and third.
Yeah.
for first, second, and third.
Yeah, first, second, and third, they are monetary prizes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So God is good.
Yeah, because you know Christian, I ain't playing football for free.
Yeah.
that's how
Right.
all of us think. Now, when you look at the whole organization, right? Where would you like to see, you're going into your third year here, right? Where would you like to see this football go beyond the third year?
I'll answer part of this, and definitely Candy, as the South District Coordinator, I'm sure she will have a views of this as well. You know, let me start by saying this. This is not, the competition itself was a foundation that was already set. So I'm just stepping on something that was already there, and I'm just adding to it in terms of the futsal.
What have you added to this year that wasn't there the last 2 years?
Well, definitely the futsal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about the future, wherever it may go, and in terms of whichever hands it may be in the future, I would just want it to be even better than 2019. Take it to another level.
Okay. And anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, basically what he's saying. I just want to I'm not too sure how long we would be here, but whoever it goes, it's just to get better and bigger. And and even give the young people opportunities. You never know, they might play for the national team. Just create opportunities for them to excel.
But when you look back at the last couple of years, in what area have you seen growth? Because I'm sure it didn't start with 11 teams 2 years back. What sort of interest is there with the teams? Because I'll tell you something, Christian or no Christian, we all like to play sport where we know it have something major out there to win. I mean, you're a footballer, you know what competition brings, right? So, how is there a big interest, in football?
Yeah, there's definitely a big interest, because I think this is one of the major events that we host that they're excited for. Before we even advertise it, they would already be reaching out when it's a football.
Okay.
They need to start training, they need to start practicing.
Okay.
And even one church stated early last year they started training already for this competition.
Okay.
So they are already waiting, excited for this.
Okay. So how prepared are we? 75%, 95%? How ready are we for this, for the opening of the ninth?
I would say that we are 100% prepared.
Okay.
I would say that we are 100% prepared. The staff that is together coordinating this event, thus far, what I can see is that we are doing a great job in terms of not just managing the event, but also managing the teams.
Okay.
Right? Because we have to manage the teams, so that may take one-on-one conversations between the coordinator and the management of various teams and these things. So once you keep management on point, everything would go according to plan, and thus far we are doing that.
Referees for the matches. Who are your referees?
Head referee,
okay.
Right? Head referee would be Mr. Michael London.
Okay. A no nonsense man.
Yeah. A no nonsense man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So he have been there for the past 2 years. And we decided to go with him again because a lot of the players is already accustomed to him and give him that respect, and we want to continue giving the referees that respect.
Okay. Before we wrap, I just wanted to give the viewers again another opportunity to know everything: date, the time, the admission fee, and anything that you would like the public to know to encourage them to come out to this event.
You want to take this, Candy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
So we inviting you, Trinidad and Tobago, to Pawi South District Indoor Futsal Tournament. The tournament officially kicks off on the 9th of March at the Pleasantville Indoor Arena, and the admission is $5. So we're really looking forward to seeing you there and supporting this event.
All right. Rondell, any closing?
What I would say is that, trust me, what I want you all to know is that not because it is Christians, it is believers, don't think that you're going to be robbed in terms of talent, right? Because what I've seen over the past 2 years with the small goal, I can just imagine this now with the bigger size goal, the type of goals that will be scored, type of skills that we would see. So just to reiterate what Candy said, you know, you all come out, you all support. You can't go wrong. Bring out the family. $5 on a Saturday evening. Come out and support. And who knows? Who knows how the Lord would work to accomplish the bigger and greater vision.
Well, Candy, it is a pleasure.
Likewise, George. Thank you very much.
I will be there for your opening to give some further media coverage to the event.
Certainly.
So you will look forward to it. Viewers, remember the 9th to the 20th of the 9th of March to the 20th of April, football at the indoor complex in Pleasantville is just $5. I mean, if you can't pay $5 to go into a football tournament, then I don't know. But we really hope that you will go out and support them because it's a good cause, right? And I know for a fact that futsal football is completely different to small goal. Futsal always bring excitement, right? And from some of the teams that, especially for the Library Faith Pentecostal, I know that they're going to be bringing some good players. You know, so I invite you to go out and support this competition and let it be a success. Anyway, viewers, we're going to take a short break. When we get back, I'm going to be bringing you highlights from the Southern Botec 10th anniversary outdoor tournament that we recently held at Gasparillo. So stay tuned for archery. So we'll be right back after this short break.
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did that great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.